This is the Budget Wise Dad here. Today's video is going to be about making professional looking thumbnails using only your phone. We're going to focus on using and how to make these using Canva. But again, if you don't know me, my name's Lon. I'm the Budget Wise Dad. I have been a part of the Amazon Influencer Program for almost 2 years now. I also have a YouTube channel, TikTok as well. All go by the Budget Wise Dad. Now, when I started the program, the Amazon Influencer Program almost 2 years ago, I found it much easier to just use my phone. And the reason I found it easier to just use my phone instead of using everything on the computer was I didn't have to worry about transferring files from my phone over to the computer before editing and all that. And by the way, I did make another video that kind of covered all of this. It covered how to film using your phone, how to edit, how to post, how to make thumbnails, how to do deep linking and post to YouTube, Amazon, and TikTok and all that. So you can check that video out if you like. Today's video is going to primarily focus just on making thumbnails, again, just using your phone. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, I would suggest go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Give it a like if you'd like to do that, and go ahead and leave a comment, ask a question. I'd be more than happy to try to answer those questions for you. So let's get into it. Let me show you how you can use your phone step by step, how to edit some pictures, how to make these thumbnails using Canva, and make them look very professional. Now, why is this important? This is important. Research has shown, especially on YouTube, and you can use this for both Amazon Influencer Program and YouTube or anywhere else that you're going to be using thumbnails, but especially on YouTube, they find that more people will click on your videos if it has a more professional looking thumbnail versus just what YouTube picks for you. And if you've been making these videos, you're going to see that it usually kind of generates, about 3 different types of thumbnails. And I found quite often that they were really off the wall or something horrible looking, and nobody would really know what this video was about. So instead of having something random, let's make you something professional looking.
All right, so like I said, we are going to show you how to make some professional, high quality looking thumbnails through using Canva. I'm going to open Canva up right here. Now, in a minute, I'll show you how to get started if you've never done this before. But right now, I have some designs. I want to start here just to kind of give you an idea. Once you start making these different thumbnails, it will keep your most recent ones that you did. So you can go back. This is what I do. Let's see, all recents. And it has a lot of different ones as I scroll through here that I've done before. So I don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. Some people, and you may want to go this route, pick one design. Let's just say I take this one right here that is the red one here, and I want to use this as my design. I can sit there and just use that same one, so I'm not having to keep changing what it looks like. But if you want to spice it up a little bit, make them look a little bit different, this will save all your different ones. Now, if I was going to if I was going to make a new one and use an existing template already, I'm just going to use, let's say I want to use this one right here. I just pull up my old one that I have here. I am going to just tap on the pictures and get rid of those. Go down to my gallery. And let's say I want to use this photo right here. It'll pop it right up. And I place it right where I want it. I can then tap on to the text that I have. type in what new text I want. And then all I can do is I can just touch and drag. And I'm doing all this right on my phone, as you can see here. I made a mistake. That's okay. I wanted an exclamation point. And then I could put that. I could put multiple pictures. I could put one picture. I could touch it, hit one of the top corners here, drag it, make it bigger. Just the one touch of the finger, I can move it around. Let's say I wanted to put this a little bit on an angle. This little thing that you see here that has the two arrows in the circle, I touch that and I can twist this and put it in any direction that I want. If I want to crop the edges, I touch the little longer piece on the tops or the sides and I can crop it down. That just makes it a little bit easier so that when I'm tapping on something, I don't keep just tapping on the one picture. Now, let's say I want to move that burst of light that's behind me. What I'm going to do is touch the photo that's in front, go down to the bottom here. I'm going to scroll all the way over and you see position. I touch that. And it gives me different options, as you can see here, forward, backward, to the front, or to the back. I'm just going to hit backward and it's going to send a picture of me back one, and there's my burst of light. I'm going to tap off of this. Tap, now I get that burst of light and I can increase, decrease. Let's say I have it, that's how big I want it to be, and I want it to be behind my whole body. I go back to position, move that backward, and I go, wow, that looks really good. I like that. But it gives me a lot of options here. Let's say, and I'm still on that burst of light, I'm not on me, so I can adjust that burst of light, make it a little bit smaller. Let's say I really want to focus that burst just on that phone area there. There we go. And I can, play around with it, do what works for you. Let me show you how to get that burst of light. I go down to Elements. And you can see some of the recently used ones that I have. I pull this up and it gives me all these different options. If I want a white one, some graffiti, arrows. I like arrows. Let's say I want to add that arrow. And I already have tried these. Let's just say now I'm going to use this. It's going to tilt it. I think that looks a little bit big. There, that looks much better. And I can put things like that. If I wanted to change, let's say I didn't like the black arrow, I click on that, go down to the bottom, scroll over, color. I can now make that a white arrow. Yellow, whatever color I want, I can go ahead and change that. Like so. On the elements here, I can scroll and there's a lot of different things. Let's say I wanted to put this spotlight. And I go, wow, that looks cool, but the light there is not good. Having the burst in the back. So I'm going to move that backward one. Let's say I just want to get rid of this. I'm just going to put that up there. And maybe I like that a little bit better. So you can play around with it, use a lot of these different elements that you see here. Now I'm trying to show you how to do all this for free. Now let's get out of the recently used. Let's do this, search elements. Let's say I want to put, let's just use this one here because it's something that I kind of, you might use something like an arrow a lot. I hit that and it's going to pull up different arrows. Now, even right here, you can kind of see this top row of all the black arrows. There's no little crown there. But if I go to this graphics one, you see these little crowns. The crowns are for the paid version of Canva. So if you want some of their really cool stuff or to have all the options available, yes, you will have to pay. But I have found a way to do all this without. And even if you go to graphics, it doesn't necessarily mean that all of them in there are part of the paid version. You can see the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are, and then you start to get some free ones. They're all intermixed within there. So I could still get something cool like this green twirly arrow. This blue arrow looks really cool. All right, so let's go back. We have that. Now, you can even change things with the... Here, I want to make this a little bit smaller because I want to emphasize this a little bit. Now, I can use my fingers and try to get into this text area and expand it with my fingers. But if you look down on the bottom, it says font size. If you click onto that, you have two choices. You have the sliding bar or you have the plus and minus sign. I could just tap that and it makes it a little bit bigger. Or I could just touch and drag and it makes it bigger as well. Of course, I could expand that out. Let's go back to font size. You can make it as small as you want. You can make it as large as you want. The next really cool thing about this is if you go on the bottom here, go over to color. You have the little color wheel on the left. If I tap that, tap it again, I could play around with this, slide this little bar here. And let's say I know I want a red. And I pick, I go all the way over to this right for this red. Then I could touch within here, kind of go anywhere I want, pick out that red. Let's go back. Let's do it again. They give you a lot of standard colors along the bottom. They'll start off with the colors that most relate to the background in your thumbnail. And then you go all the way across. Now, when you go to the end, one of the cool things on Canva here, starting right around this black one, is you notice it has some gradient in it where the color has some different colors. So if I tap on it, you can see it'll start off dark on the left, lighten up to a silver color on the right. This one's kind of cool because it does more of a top. You see it's more purple on top and golden on the bottom. And each one of these is just a little bit different. Give you some more over here. You can see this one's more of like a bluish green on the left and more yellow on the right. So it has a lot of different ones that you can kind of play around with. Now let's say I had or wanted to use more than one of these graphics. Let's say I wanted 2 of these arrows. I tap on that arrow. If you go up here, you're going to see where it has, it looks like 2 rectangles or squares with a plus sign. That's the duplicate button. I hit that. It gives me another one. I want to get rid of something on the page. I tap on it. You see the little trash can. I hit that to get rid of it. If I want to add some additional text, I can hit that. Brings me up. It shows me some of the recently used ones. And if you just scroll through, again, you're going to see ones that you can use for free or the crown if you happen to have the paid version. So I hope this part helps you out a little bit on how to place different things, how to resize them, how to change color, add graphics and things like that, all while using the free version. Now, you may be just starting off for the very first time and you don't have a bunch of these little templates started for you. Well, you're in luck. If you just go to design right over here, this is none of my stuff. This is what is already on Canva. And I could start scrolling through and it has templates and styles and designs. And I just, again, if I scroll through, you're going to start seeing that crown pop up. But let's say I kind of like this background, the one with the guy in the suit. There, I bring that up and I go, okay, well, I'm obviously not going to use that guy. I get rid of him. I can click on these and retype in whatever I want. If I like these elements, they're right here. You can see I can adjust and move those around. And if I do have a whoops, I didn't mean to move that one. Look at the top of your screen. You see that little backwards arrow or forward arrow? I undo and it sends it right back. Pop that in. Multiple ones. Let's say I want to add this picture. And I put it right there and I go, that looks pretty cool. However, I don't like the direction that it's facing. It looks kind of awkward, especially with my hand cut off. So I'm going to click on that. Go down to your bottom. Scroll over just a little bit. You're going to see flip. This allows you to flip your video either horizontal or vertical. I want to keep it this way, so I'm just going to flip it that way. And that looks so much better. But I think it's a little bit difficult to see. I want to add this. Remember, I go back to position, send it backwards. Might be a little bit big. And maybe I like the way that looks better. You get to play around with it. You get to make your choices and design them the way that you want. I'm just trying to show you the basic step-by-step on how to use this. So if I hit this download button, it has a save image. It brings it up like this. Put it to photos. Canva. Oh, well, there you go. Now you have a thumbnail that is ready to use.
Well, there you have it. I hope the step-by-step tutorial of how to make a thumbnail using Canva with just your phone really helped you out if this is something you're interested in doing. Again, this is the Budget Wise Dad here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Ask a question in the comments. Just leave a comment. I really appreciate all of those. And I really would appreciate anyone that would like to subscribe to get more videos like this. So until next time, get busy making those professional looking thumbnails.